Yes, guys, it is back. It is back. It is the best podcast around, of course, with myself and the one and only Mr. Philip Brady. And our guest today, of course, always on here, Mr. Colin for the Full-Time Sports Network and his new channel, which we will get him to plug later. Mr. Brady, have you calmed down from the Newcastle debacle?
I just about calmed down until I saw the Arsenal result. Then I calmed up again. Bad result for us today. I don't give a toss what it does for Arsenal, but it does a lot for Villa, and that's what I don't like. They're ahead of us by 3 points now. Although we have a game in hand, they have a better goal difference than us now. So, yeah, and then surprising to see Liverpool getting beat as well. So, yeah, it's a great day for Manchester City fans. That's all I can say. It really is.
And you look happy because you want Man City to win the league. You're sitting there quite smug.
Well, they're my prediction. I mean, to be honest with you, in the heat of the hunt, I don't give a toss who wins it unless it's Tottenham. But my prediction is Man City will win it. Has been all the way.
But it's going to be a great end of the season, though, isn't it, Philip? It's going to be for a neutral.
Yeah. Hopefully. Oh, for the neutral. I mean, I wouldn't mind being a neutral, actually, because it's going to be hell to pay for us. It's going to be nerve-wracking for us for the next few games.
And Colin, how are you? Bit of a tough day yesterday. Congratulations to Manchester United ladies who've reached the FA Cup final. And Philip, who are they playing in that final? What's the name of that team again?
There's some crowd from North London that doesn't play in red shirts. Tottenham. Yeah, Tottenham.
Tottenham, that's the team, that are going to win the FA Cup, win their third major trophy under Daniel Levy. And there's an old saying, if you want a job worth and you want it done well, you give it to a woman.
Can you imagine the social media if Tottenham ladies win a trophy before the men's team does? It's going to be something else. It really is.
I don't think the Levy out people will have a lot to say then, will they? Because technically we have won a major trophy.
Yeah, well, that's it.
Colin, how are you? Have you calmed down from your Manchester United frustrations yesterday?
Yeah, I've managed to calm down. Obviously, as people know, if they are subscribed to our gaming channel, I went through and sold a lot of people, so that helped me calm down quite a bit.
Yeah.
I'm calmer today.
Yeah. Look, it's been a mad weekend. We are going to get into the Premier League, but of course we're going to start with Tottenham against Newcastle against Spurs and sort of try to. Look, Philip, I know. We're going to try to break it down, Philip, and ask why did we play like this. But let's welcome a few people into the chat as well. We've got big up to Peter Wren, he says big up Dermot, Philip and Colin. We've got Chris Welsh, who must be devastated after today, after watching Palace beat Liverpool at Anfield. It says big up lads, hope you're well. I don't know how you're feeling, Chris. I don't know if you're sighing a massive sigh of relief because Arsenal lost, or I mean, you did say, Philip, that Luton would lose against Man City.
Well, just
about, mind you.
5-1. That's not just about.
Yeah, but if you saw the whole game,
huh?
If you saw the whole game, if you saw the game,
I didn't. I'm just
apart from Man City, they kept them at 1-0 for the whole first half, Philip.
Yeah, I know.
And it was only defensive errors that actually went to give Man City. Daku run them racket yesterday.
Yeah. But so Liverpool today apparently could have scored a hatful. There were so many chances. So, I put Liverpool down to actually bury Palace today after Atalanta, but it didn't happen.
No, it isn't. But big up, Chris. We've got Moondog. Haven't seen you for a while, Moondog. Big up, Moondog. It says big up, lads. And we've got Daniela Stewart, not a Spurs fan, but what a strange week in football. Yeah, it has been. And it's another one to come, I think. We've got Paul Pablo as well. Good evening, Paul. And we've got Peter Rem. It was a bad game yesterday. Our passing was off, and VDV had a mare. And he also says Palace were great today. Philip, before we get on about the Newcastle Spurs, just a quick question. How good were Newcastle yesterday?
They were good, but we let them be good. Their pressing was excellent. They pressed us high up the pitch, never let us settle on the ball. Vicario couldn't do his distribution right. He was kicking the ball long yesterday, which I've never seen him do before. No, Newcastle were very good, but they were up for the game. Our crowd weren't. Our crowd just turned up as if, we beat them 4-1 earlier in the season. There's no problem, And can I say something about the kit that Spurs wear? Will you please, please, please never, ever wear it again? It is the most obnoxious kit I've ever seen on any team, and that's saying something. You couldn't make out the numbers on the back of the shirt, and the players kind of blended into the pitch as well. Awful kit. I'm sorry if anybody has bought it, but I think it's awful.
Yeah, it's like Man United, isn't it, Colin? Back under Sir Alex Ferguson, when you were away, was it against Southampton? You changed the kit to
the horrible grey kit where it kept blending in with fans. Yeah, no, I think teams need to have a look at this because people say kits don't make a difference. They do. They completely do.
Yeah. I think what's happened there is Spurs probably have a contract with Nike or whoever does it, maybe to let Nike provide 3 new shirts every year. But who in God's name in Spurs authorized that pink shirt, whatever color it is? I don't know. Puke.
Looks like diarrhea.
Yeah, could be.
But
it's the way they played anyway. It matched the performance.
It did. But seriously though, Colin, Newcastle did play well yesterday. What I saw match of the day, Newcastle took their chances and they punished us when we made mistakes. So,
I mean, yeah, if you watch the game, I mean, if you didn't watch the game, you didn't know the result. If I showed you the match stats of that game, you wouldn't have think, the scoreline was 4-0 at all. Newcastle had 27.1% possession.
Yeah.
How do you lose a game when you've got 72% possession? I don't understand it. Shots and everything weren't too dissimilar either. I just think it was just one of those games. It was just a bad day at the office.
Well, the first goal was we were caught. Van der Ven was caught flat-footed, which hasn't happened before. And I think he had his worst game ever for Tottenham yesterday. He's hoping that got that out of the way for the rest of the season. The second goal, Pedro Porro, explicitly kicking the ball across his own area blindly. The third goal, I have to say, was a good goal. Well taken by Isaac. And the fourth goal, we can't defend corners. Never could.
Yeah. And what do you say to all these Ange out people, Philip? I think it's ridiculous. Absolutely
Get a grip on yourselves, for God's sake. Ange Postecoglou has come into that club, which was on its uppers after Conte. He's brought it higher than we ever thought we could be in the league. There's always going to be bumps in the road. We knew that. Yesterday was more like an M6 pileup, but it happens. And as I keep saying, next season is what Spurs go. I'm comparing Spurs to Bayer Leverkusen, right? They finished 8th, I think, last season in their league, 6th or 8th, I can't forget which one. The manager came in during the start of last season when they were in the bottom 2. And look what he's done now. He's won the league for them. Yeah. So that's what I'm looking for from Ange next season. Big improvement on what we've done this season.
Yeah, that's true. We've got Peter Rem says, I'm fed up with the kit scam. We can play in white for most games without a clash, but we need to encourage people to buy this.
Yeah, well, that's it. You've got to blame the marketing department of Tottenham for that. They're trying to sell those shirts. Although the only thing I buy one of those shirts to clean my windows with it. That's about all it's good for.
Fair enough. And shout fans are plastic fans, said it before, says Peter M. Yeah. And Paul Pablo here, and I want to get Colin in this as well. Eric Dyer told us this week in his interview with Gary Neville that Ange never discussed tactics. Anyone who sacks the best set piece coach, Gianni Vino, and plays Ryan Mason, he is clueless. He is clueless. He's telling he has invented a new way of playing. I mean, firstly, I wouldn't take any notes what Eric Dyer says anyway.
That's sour grapes from Eric Dyer. Pure sour grapes. Yeah. Anyway, Gianni Vino wasn't sacked. He left. He wasn't sacked. Ryan Mason might be in charge of set pieces, but he's not in charge of defensive set pieces. Your man Bednarek, the ex-Crystal Palace and Villa player, is the defensive coach. So, Eric Dyer, listen, he's gone. Let's just forget about him.
Colin, what do you say? I think Eric Dyer's got a cheek, and he did slag off. He did slag off Ange. He praised Conte and praised Mourinho, but he slagged off Ange. I mean, that man has let us down more times than anyone. How many times has he made a mistake in games and is standing there pointing?
Yeah, I mean, it literally is. He's thrown his dummy out at cot, hasn't he, really? I mean, to like just say Ange doesn't discuss tactics and, he sacks whoever and this and all that. Ange is allowed to do what he wants. He's the manager. If he doesn't feel like the set piece coach is the right guy and he wants to bring his own in, that's his right to do so. He can do it. I mean, if the only way I can really silence some of the Ange haters out there is last season you finished on 60 points under Ryan Mason. Bear in mind, you've still got games to play this season. You're on 60 points.
Yeah. 6 games left.
The season before Conte, 71 points. Season before that was Mason again, 62 points. Jose Mourinho, 59 points. Pochettino, 71 points. How can people say Ange is doing a bad job when he's already equaled and probably is going to be the point tower for the last 4 seasons?
Yeah. And
I think also Gianno Vino was one of Conte's men.
He was.
So he was never going to stay on, really, too long anyway.
And also, Ange is the first manager to complete a full season at Tottenham since Pochettino.
Yeah. I know. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
look, that's remarkable, isn't it?
Yeah.
That is remarkable.
But I feel sorry. I said it before. I feel sorry for the fans yesterday. I mean, having to be up in Newcastle for a 12:30 kickoff is ridiculous enough, But for the second year running, for them to go up there and suffer that humiliation, I think the club should make a gesture to the fans that went up there, give them some money back for what they spent to go up there. Because it's the longest journey we have, and it's the most unproductive one we have as well for the last 2 seasons.
Now, I did a video yesterday, guys, and it was, I don't know where did I put it now? Where did I put it now? I'm trying to see now. Where did I put it? Anyway, I'll find it later. I did a video. I put it up on the channel last night, and it was 4 minutes of me being angry about what I saw yesterday. I will get it. I will download it, and I will put it up if I can. Yeah, I can do. So, Philip, look, where do you put the blame yesterday for the defeat?
On the players.
Who do you point the finger at? Who do you say?
Three things. Three things. One, the players, right? Secondly, Ange for not seeing the signs at halftime and taking off Basuma and bringing on the Bentancur and bringing on Højbjerg and Sarr, which he did when it was too late. We needed to stop the flow. I mean, that we had no cover for the defense yesterday at all. It was completely unopen, and Newcastle walked through us time and time again because the midfield guys were not doing their job. So he missed that. He missed the boat there. The players themselves, as Colin rightly said, it's one of those days. Nothing went right. It probably won't happen again. Hopefully, it doesn't. But I think we could still be up there and wouldn't score. It was just one of those days that nothing was going to go right. And I also think that the tactics were wrong as well. Tactics were wrong. I think we missed Richarlison. We had no target man. Son down the middle playing against 2 big centre backs was never going to do anything. It was probably his worst game I've seen him play for Tottenham. It was absolutely abysmal. And you've never ever seen Sonny being substituted. But what happened yesterday? He was taken off.
It was. Philip, I want to play this video. I have put up in the channel, but I want you to do it because you haven't listened to it yet. This was my sort of reaction after the game. That's about 4 minutes. So it's not that long, but I want your reaction to it because I felt I play it and see what you think.
Right.
Hi, this is Dermot, aka Dermatron. Look, I am absolutely fuming with today's performance. There is no words or no way I can put into words how angry I feel after that performance by Tottenham today away at Newcastle. We have conceded 10 goals in the last 2 trips to St James's Park and only scored 1. We fell apart last season and completely embarrassed ourselves, and we've done the same today. And where do you lay the blame? You can blame it at the players, rightly so. Could you lay it at Ange? Probably so, with some of the substitutions, which need explaining. I'm lost for words. It was a game today where we should have gone up there and put the pressure on Aston Villa for their game tomorrow, but instead we've gifted them 4th place. Our goal difference has now gone down behind Villa. And players today who have not made a mistake hardly all season seem today to pick today as the game to fall apart. And Sonny isn't a striker. I don't care what you say or what you do, Sonny is not a striker. That's where I want to stop it, Philip. It goes on to say, like, we go behind Ange. Ange is like a chief executive, and he is down. It's us to back him. We put our trust and faith in Ange, and it's the players that let us down yesterday. Is us, Philip, not getting a striker to replace Harry Kane and Colum as well? Is that costing us this season? I'll start with you, Philip, on that.
Well,
it's not buying a striker.
We have Richarlison, who was pretty much a striker. He wasn't fit to play yesterday. I mean, okay, you're calling Sonny's not a striker. That means he's the only midfielder ever to win the Golden Boot.
But he's not
a striker. He's a different type of striker. He's a small, diminutive striker. He's not a big bustling centre forward, 6'4", barging his way through. But he is a striker. I disagree with you there. He is a striker, but he wasn't effective yesterday. What's that?
He's a left winger.
He's a striker, He's a striker.
How's he a striker, Philip? If he was a striker, he's a left winger.
Okay, so you mean to say he won the Golden Boot 2 seasons ago for being a winger? Happened. I thought striker's always been the Golden Boot. He's a different type of striker. He comes in from the wing and he scores goals. That makes him a striker. He wasn't effective yesterday because he's not good down the middle when there's 2 big centre backs there. But to me, you could say that the definition of striker, he doesn't 100% fit it, but the amount of goals he scores puts him in the striker mold.
So are you happy we didn't replace Harry Kane in the summer then?
No, I'm not happy. We should have brought in another striker to back up Richarlison, but we didn't. And there's no good talking about it because it didn't happen. We've got to do it in the summer now. We can't undo the past. We've just got to move on and get somebody in the summer, which we will do. We will do. And the pressure on getting tying down a squad number or a first team place next season is going to be good because we're going to have a whole lot of players vying for 3 positions. We're going to have 6 players for 3 spots, and that makes competition very, very good. But we need to get a striker in, and we will do. I've no doubt.
Yeah. And Werner yesterday, he was woeful. Absolutely.
He was okay up to a point. He missed a very difficult chance. But I'm not a Werner knocker. He's been very good for us up to now. He's been very good for us. So I'm not going to knock him because of yesterday,
Right, Philip and Colin, this is it. This is Newcastle 4, Tottenham 0. Yesterday at St James's Park. The referee was Tim Robinson. The VAR one was Stuart.
Oh, can I just make one comment about the referee? Right?
Yeah, I was going to ask you what you thought the referee.
One of the Newcastle players nearly kicked the head off one of the Spurs players. Didn't get booked for it. Yeah, Spurs player in the second half did exactly the same thing. Yellow card straight away. Where's the consistency?
Yeah, well, look, I know. Colin, what did you?
Excuse me.
Are you there, Colin?
I am. My camera's stopped working. So
it's died a death, has it?
It has, yeah.
Yeah. So look, let's go through this then, right, guys? Okay, we suffered another heavy defeat at St James's Park on Saturday afternoon as Newcastle United ran out 4-0 winners. Bright start for us. 2 Werner with a couple of chances. Alexander Isak opened the scoring for the Magpies in 30 minutes. It was 2-0 just 2 minutes later. Anthony Gordon on target. Isaac scores his second on the fifth, which everyone thought it was offside, but it wasn't because he started inside his own area. So that he technically is onside. 51st minute, Fabinho Solskjaer heads in for Newcastle, fourth, 3 minutes from time, which that goal for and Colin was shocking. We should not have given it. Look, I'm going to start with you, Philip. These are the starting 11 with the substitutes and players who were booked during the game as well. We had 4 yellow cards: Madison, Basuma, Van der Ven, and Porro. Do you want to go through your player ratings, Philip?
I can give it to you. I can give it to you for the whole lot. Team 0 for the whole lot of them. I'm not even going to bother scoring them. Doing it. Sorry, I'm sick of this game. I want to move on. It's gone. It's dusted. Let's move on to the next one. 0. That's all they deserve.
Yeah, well, this is a post-match show, Philip, so we've got to talk about
it. We've talked for the last 20 minutes about it. That's long enough, in my opinion. I saw enough of that game yesterday. It was 90 minutes of my life. I'll never get back, and I don't want to waste any more time on it.
Yeah, okay. Oh, well, okay. Colin, do you want to go through your ratings?
Yeah, I mean, not a very good day at the office for anybody, really. Kills me to do it because I think Vicario is one of the best goalkeepers in the Premier League. But, you know, I think a 4 for him is probably about right. I'm going to blanket the backline defence because I don't think it's very fair to pick on one person. I know, obviously, Mickey had a shocker, you know, slipped over and everything. I mean, everybody knows he's not normally like that. Normally, you can rely on Mickey to actually, you know, put in a performance. But I'm going to have to give the back line a blanket of about a 3. Your midfield basically looked like Manchester United's midfield, non-existent at times. So again, I'm a 3. And, you know, your striking trio that didn't really do anything. You know, I think a striker is a must. I know Son isn't a striker as such. He's more of a secondary striker, if anything. But, you know, I kind of have to put some blame on Ange, if I'm going to be honest with you here, because you have Timo Werner, who is a striker. That's where he plays. He's been playing as a striker at Leipzig. He did it at Chelsea. You know, why not, for now, put Son out onto the wing and put Turner through the middle? You know, it's not going to hurt anything, just giving it a go.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. No, I agree with you. Look, for me, I think everyone gets a 2. And I'm being sort of fair on that. So that's for me, 2 for everyone. I thought everyone was woeful yesterday. Newcastle, because this is Newcastle team, we won't do them because I don't think it's worth it. These are the stats of the game. I mean, Philip, you look at the stats very quickly. 72.9%.
That can't be right. I thought Newcastle having far more of the ball than that.
They were the proper match stats.
Yeah, but I don't know. They don't look right. Maybe they are. They just don't look right to me.
I actually got these off the Premier League website, Philip.
Oh no, I've seen them. But I just think that it's an insult to Tottenham that we had 72% possession and lost 4-0. You know? Yeah. But my feeling on post-match things like this is right. Everybody, if we win a match, everybody wants to listen to it. But I guarantee, if you lose 4-0, nobody wants to listen to it.
Well, yeah. Well, look, we have to do it, Philip. It's just
I know we have to do it. But we can do. I'd spend half an hour on the game if we won it, and 5 minutes if we lost. That's the way I'd do it.
Yeah. Well, one question here, Philip: is there anyone that Newcastle team that you would like at Tottenham? Is there anyone there that you think? Yeah,
Isaac and Bruno Guimaraes.
Yeah. Would you have Bruno Fernandes?
No, Guimaraes.
Oh, Guimaraes, yeah. I'd have Anthony Gordon. I think he's a great winner.
Oh, I think he's. Oh no, I don't like. I've got a set against that guy. I don't know what it is. When I see him, I feel like throwing something at him. I just don't like him. You know.
But Isaac, his second goal, Philip, was fantastic.
That was a good goal. Yeah.
Did you see him? Van der Ven started way behind him, and did you see the way Van der Ven was catching up to him?
Yeah, but Van der Ven was facing the wrong way. But Isaac was facing our goal. That's why he got the start on him.
They did it yesterday, Philip. Do you feel it was tactically? Look, this last one, then we'll go on to the Premier League as a whole. But do you feel it was just one of those days yesterday? If it could go wrong, it did go wrong. Manager, everyone should just get on with. We didn't get a grip of the game, as Ange.
Everything is one of the it's one of those games. It hopefully won't happen again. mean, I was on for giving the players a few days off before that game. Now I would have them in
Yeah.
training tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock, and really make them watch that match again twice, and to never ever do this again.
Yeah. Ange's verdict, it wasn't a great day for us. We didn't get a grip on the game. He kept saying that, and I watched a few press conferences. Credit getting the grain. Credit to Newcastle. I thought they were good today. They dictated the way the game was played. We didn't do enough to change that course of events. They pressed us, but no more than other teams have. We've always had solutions to that. But today we didn't have the belief or the bravery to play our football. And I think Ange was spot on with them quotes as well, guys. Right, the rest of the Premier League, which was in, of course, we just discussed Tottenham's 4-0.
Before you go on that, Dermot, can you bring up Paul Pablo's comment there today? So I'll have a little word with him.
Yeah.
And also Peter M's comment, which comes after it.
Yeah.
Paulo, can you do better than Ange? He's saying he has no tactics. It's totally ridiculous. We're fourth in the league, fifth in the league, and you're saying he's no tactics. Come on, think about it. The tactics don't always work, but they work most of the time. We've got more points with the same number of points now, and we still got 6 games to go with last season. So sorry, but I'm not taking that criticism of Ange that he's no tactics. It just is not the case. You're taking Eric Dyer stance. You're believing what Eric Dyer said.
I agree with you, Colin. Do you want to? I think what you said was fine, Philip, and I think it's right in what you're saying. Colin, do you want to add anything to what Philip said? I understand where Paul is coming from. I do get what he's saying, but I don't think it's right in what he's saying.
I don't. He's saying Ange is naive and has no tactics. That to me is a complete put down of the manager. And you might as well say Ange out if you agree with that.
But this is what I'm going. This refers back to what I was saying earlier about people saying Ange out. I'm a Man United fan. I've got no reason to back Ange Postecoglou at all. He's been one of the best managers you've had for a long time.
Yeah.
Look at the points tally he's got. Look at the football you're playing. Last season you finished 8th. 8th. This season you're in a top 4 battle. That's a massive improvement. And to say he's not got any tactical know-how or anything like that, I mean, that is a massive, massive insult for a guy who has come in and changed exactly everything. Conte had your guys playing boring football, sit back and let's try and get something if we can. To Ange Postecoglou, who's, no, we're not going to do that. We're taking the game to you. Watch, you play our game, not the other way around. And I feel sorry. I honestly feel sorry for Ange because, I think people forget as well, people forget the history of Newcastle. St. James's Park is a horrible place to go to. The fans make you aware that they are there. I have been to St. James's Park plenty of times. It is loud. It is noisy. The atmosphere is horrid. And that's how they want it.
And it's how we need to make White Hart Lane for the North London derby, isn't it?
Yeah,
how
it is.
Newcastle made us yesterday.
If you've got fans that are criticising the manager after less than one season, calling him naive and calling him not tactically aware, then what hope have we got? If that's the way the fan base is going, we might as well give up. Come on, Paul, get behind the manager, get behind the team. We have 6 matches left to get the Champions League place. It's no time for bashing the manager with ridiculous comments like he's no tactical awareness.
Which other comments do you want me to bring up, Philip? There was 2 you said.
No, Peter M is sort of contradicting what Paul was saying.
Yeah. Big up to Dan Coyce. It says, not for a while have I seen a Spurs game at 69 minutes into the game with 21 minutes plus extra time to play where I knew we had no chance of winning. Coyce.
Yeah.
Big up to Mia. Big up Mia. She says, hey, you guys. There you go. Not as good as you, Philip. Not as good as you. Big up, Mia. Hope you well. And we'll get you on the podcast next weekend, Mia, if you're around. Peter says, hey, Mia. Hey to Mia. Premier League, match week 33, guys. It's been one hell of a weekend, one hell of a ride. Now, they're the Saturday 3 o'clock. Saturday 3 o'clock games. Now, Manchester City, Luton. Look, Philip, you said that was you said Man City were going to win. I think I did as well. But the way Luton defended, and Micah Richards said a match of the day last night, how Luton defended and they made it so difficult for Manchester City. Do you know, Is this why you think
they still let in 5 goals though?
Yeah, but they let in 5 goals because of mistakes, and they're not doing
Well,
what they were
I
doing.
don't think some of the couple of the City goals were. I heard one of them was an absolutely beautiful goal. She couldn't put that down on mistake.
The one of them was from outside the area into top corner. The keeper had no chance.
Yeah,
Look,
but City missed a hatful of chances as well in the first half. You know.
Where do you want to start with this, guys? Which game do you want to start on, and which game surprised you the most out of all them 4?
No, not really enough. I mean, Brentford, Sheffield United was fairly predictable. The Brentford would win that. Burnley, Brighton. Thought Brighton would win that, but Burnley, fair dues. Forest and Wolves sounds like a good game.
Yeah.
Nuno's 2 clubs.
And then it could Man City. Then
Man City,
look,
you know.
I know you're still going to stay up in your eyes before I come to your column, Philip.
Colin, you go first then.
No, that was for you because I've got a different question.
Sorry. I hope they do. Now that wouldn't have done their goal difference any good yesterday. You know, I think there's a lot of fight in Luton. I mean, you see that. I mean, Sheffield United, I think, are gone, definitely gone.
Yeah.
Burnley probably. So it's between Luton, Nottingham Forest, maybe. What's the other team that's just above them? Hold on, I have the league table here.
Now I've got the league table done up in a minute, Philip. I've got that.
Yeah, okay. In Everton, the Everton are in trouble. You know, okay, they have to play Chelsea tomorrow night. They need a result tomorrow night.
Yeah, they do. Connor, where are you like with the Brighton game? And has that dented Brighton's hopes of European football qualification this season? Do you think? And Wolves as well, drawing where really they should be winning.
Well, I think Wolves were kind of out of it anyway, to be fair. I think they're the weaker team. They were challenging for it. Brighton, it's a bit of a difficult one, Brighton, because they're so up and down. But, you know, if you look at who they've actually got left to play, it's not going to be easy at all for them. You know, I know they're playing Manchester United at the last game of the season. Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out who they actually do have. Man City for them next.
Yeah.
You know, they've got a lot of harder teams. Bournemouth, they're playing Bournemouth. See, people think that, you know, look at some of them, Bournemouth, that'll be an easy game. It's not. It's not an easy game at all, you know. And then they've got to play Aston Villa, who we've seen today play really well.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's just a little bit too late for Brighton now.
Yeah,
I think Newcastle have snuck into the reckoning now as well. You know,
they have to snuck into top 6. And
just while we're on that European thing, Colin, maybe you could clarify this. The European results during the week, well, it looks like Liverpool are going out and West Ham are going to go out, and probably Arsenal, hopefully. How is that leaving the extra position in the league for the Champions League?
So if Liverpool go out, West Ham go out, and Arsenal go out, we won't have secured enough coalition points by the looks of it. Fifth place will be Europa by the looks of it. What we need basically Man City, Arsenal, and one of Liverpool and West Ham to go through to the next round.
Would that guarantee extend? Would that guarantee extend the 5th place?
No, not 100. It all depends on what other teams go through as well. Yeah, there you go. Peter M saying it here.
Yeah,
58%.
Yeah.
So, you know, but if teams go out, so if Arsenal go out, West Ham go out, and Liverpool go out, that percentage there drops significantly.
Big up to everyone that's watching. Please hit the like button and the subscription button. We're only 7, 8, 9. We're only 3 away from 1.
They come up there. 58% chance of 5th. I mean, we're 10 points ahead of Newcastle and United with 6 games to go. I would have thought the percentage would have been a little bit higher than that, the 58%. You know, we're literally going to have to stop playing for the next 6 matches to drop out of our 5th place.
Yeah, but if you look at the games which we have gone up coming up, Philip.
Oh, I know it's difficult matches go, but a couple of wins, that'll get the likes of Burnley and Sheffield United, you know, and Chelsea.
We're only 3 away, guys, from 1,800. So please hit that subscription button, hit the like button, hit the notification bell, and also pick up your memberships as well. Me and Philip are trying to do more members-only shows. and that you get our pre-recorded stuff first. There is more to come. So look, let's get up to 1,800 tonight. That really would be nice. Little bounce from me and Philip to start the week up. And Peter says, Philip, that's 58% of the Premier League getting the 5th Champions League.
Oh, sorry. I thought it was 58% of us getting the 5th in the league.
No.
Sorry, I read that wrong. Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
So
that's fair. Sorry, Peter, about that. Yeah.
Yeah. So look, for me, Brentford winning, not a surprise. The surprise for me was Burnley, Brighton for me, that 1-1 draw, and Wolves dropping points at Forest. So look, Saturday, not a lot of goals apart from Manchester City, Newcastle. Philip, Manchester City, 17 games, I think 18 games unbeaten now in the Premier League. I think it's 22 in total now.
Yeah.
Have Manchester City hit the ground running at the right time?
Yeah, like I said, I've been predicting this all along. They weren't too good in January, February, March. They were grinding out results, but Liverpool playing the football. But City will always get a result. They've got the squad to do it. They mightn't be playing the football they played last season, but they're there. They're top now, and I can't see them ever being taken off the top, unfortunately.
No,
not unfortunately, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you're getting at. And you, Colin, do you think it's Man City's league to lose now?
I don't want to say it because I think it is. You know, I've been saying that your arch rivals are going to do really well this season, and it seems like they're falling apart at the seams as it is. Liverpool as well. They're falling apart. I'd love to turn around and say, you know, City aren't going to win the league, but how many times has City actually, you know, gave up top spot this late into a season?
Yeah, that's so true.
I'll tell you one thing. What I saw today at the Emirates, at the end of the game, there was the look of shock on the Arsenal fans. They were not expecting that today, not one bit. They were really, really, really crestfallen, you know, and it was quite nice to watch, actually.
Big up to Nick to put it in. He says the current inefficiency in it is Italy 8.428, Germany 16.758, and England 16.750. So it's very tight. Yeah.
So Germany, if Bayern Munich beat Arsenal, that'll increase the German coefficient.
Yeah, it will. Yeah.
And if Bayer Leverkusen beat West Ham, it'll also increase it. So I think it's looking very dodgy for 5th place now, to be honest with you.
It is. Nick also says West Ham, Liverpool could win their game and go out. Yeah, we will go ahead in the rankings.
Well, is it done on the actual overall position of the tie or just individual matches, Colin?
They tend to be over individual matches, but the best way to figure it out for you, if you know you don't look at all the coefficient side of things, is we basically just need the English clubs to keep going. You know, go as far as they possibly can. It is done on each game, so every single time you win a game, you get points for the coefficient.
Right, so if West Ham win 1-0 on Thursday against Leverkusen, and let's face it, Leverkusen will probably go on the piss tonight, so they'll probably be, you know, not the strongest opposition on Thursday night, although they're professional enough to regard the importance of the game. So, geez, don't tell me I have to look for West Ham to win the match on Thursday. This is getting...
and if it's Villa and City go through, then there would be 2 teams left from each country. So again, it depends on the results on the games all the way. And he did say it is done on each game. Yeah. Big up, Nick, and great to see you in the chat. I hope you're doing well, sir. I hope you're doing well. Peter M says the Emirates empty quickly today after the second goal within. Yeah, it's
the empty crates.
Yeah. And Chris says City's only tough game is the Spurs in the run-in. I'm sorry, Arsenal and Liverpool will drop more points before that, in my opinion. And Peter Rem says, given how inconsistent and unpredictable we are, I wouldn't be surprised if we beat Arsenal, City and Liverpool. But then again, of course, Chelsea will be a hard one to call. Listen, there's 25 here in the house, so please, 3 of you, hit that subscription button. Let's get up to 1,800 live on this stream. Let's make Philip's evening. If we get up to 1,800, Mr. Brady will burst into song with
yeah, he will.
My throat is very sore and I won't be singing. Now, 5:30 kickoff, guys. It was Bournemouth against Manchester United. I did join Colin for that. Before we come to Colin, Philip, did you see any of the game, or did you see?
No, I'd say that I didn't see any of this game. All I heard was the Bournemouth should have had a penalty in 95th minute. Is that correct or not?
Yeah, it was. It's a hard one, isn't it?
No, it was outside of the box.
No,
it was outside of the box.
Put your Man United shirt away and put your.
No, I have right. I have seen still images of it today, and his foot was outside of the box. So the free kick was right. However, the penalty Manchester United got shouldn't have been a penalty.
Yeah. So really, VAR fucked up yesterday, Philip. You would have loved it. It would have been VAR for you. That would have been you would have been in Candyland because of the referee in the VAR yesterday. You would have loved it. I would have seen a rank coming. Look, Philip, I said on yesterday, right, that my philosophy is the VAR men are pissed in the VAR room, right? They're drinking. That is why they can't draw the straight lines. So maybe should somebody have given them a ruler to draw the straight lines on the screen? Maybe.
Well, that's all going to stop next season when this 3D thing comes in.
Look, Philip, Manchester United 2, Bournemouth 2. Is that a good result from Bournemouth or a bad result from Man United?
Well, I mean, United, okay, I don't know how they played yesterday. From what I briefly heard, it wasn't great. Probably maybe you can correct me on that.
It was shocking.
Oh, right, okay. So I didn't hear correctly then. Yeah, I mean, okay, you've drawn 2-2. You draw 2-2 against Liverpool. What was the midweek? Do you have a game in the midweek as well? No.
We got beat by Chelsea.
Yeah, beat by Chelsea, and then this. So you should, you'd expect United to be beating teams like Bournemouth, but Bournemouth are a difficult side to go to. That tight little ground that they have. And they've given a lot of teams a bit of trouble this season. So. I think United fans are a bit like we were this time last season, just waiting for the season to end.
Yeah.
Although you still have a cup final to come up, a cup semi-final to come up. So
that should be fun. Colin, let me take that off for you. What's your reaction to the game?
I think if anybody watched the watch along yesterday, if anybody watched the watch along yesterday, they'll have seen my actual reaction to the game. I don't think I've ever been that angry on a stream. If I'm going to be honest,
angry.
I was fuming. I'm not going to dwell on it too long because this is Man United. This is what we do now. This is what United fans need to expect now. We're not the big club of the 90s. We're not the club of 2000s. We are little old Manchester United. That is what we are. And for anybody, because I'm on the Premier League website thing. For anybody that voted Bruno Fernandes as man of the match, go and watch some other sport, please, because I could name 11 Bournemouth players that were better than any one of the Man United players.
Yeah, Philip, look, how bad do you think United have got this season under Ten Hag? And if that was any other team, if that was Levy, would he have sacked Ten Hag by now if Levy was in charge of Man United?
Okay. Right. I mean, you've got United, the 7th in the league, right? Their chances are they're going to go to an FA Cup final. I mean, most teams regard that as a successful enough season, But it's just Man United, and the expectations are so much higher than most other clubs. Would Levy have sacked Ten Hag? Probably. He sacked Mourinho before a cup final, so why? That's chicken feed sacking someone before a semi-final. But who's going to come in and take on that job? I mean, Graham Potter's name was mentioned again during the week. I'm sure that's not going to go down to all the United fans,
Yeah, Gareth Southgate.
Gareth Southgate. Yeah, I mean, they're not two of the most charismatic managers you could ever think of. I'd say Ten Hag is probably safe until he's not. If he wins the cup, I think he's bought himself some time because it's very hard for a team to sack a manager that won the FA Cup.
Didn't they do that to Van Gaal? Didn't he win an FA Cup and sacked him?
Yeah, they sacked him. I mean, they're not going to get rid of Ten Hag this season. It's too close to the end of the season. They're not getting rid of Ten Hag this season. We've just got to ride out the rest of the season. That's all it has to be. I speak to people. I know little things and stuff like that. Like, for instance, yesterday there was very heated discussions in the changing rooms last night between Eric Ten Hag, the players, and Sir David Bradford. The massive heated exchanges in there, and people are going on about managers for next season. Is it going to be Ten Hag? If it's not, is it going to be Potter? Is it going to be Southgate? But there's actually a manager that United have been looking at, and he is on the short list that nobody has actually picked up on. The press haven't picked up on it. No other channel has picked up on it, and that is Roger Schmidt. He is firmly a candidate to take over Ten Hag if Ten Hag is to be sacked this summer.
Who's Roger Schmidt?
I knew that would come in. He
German or Austrian, anyway.
Roger Schmidt. Let me just get my thing up. Hold on 1 second.
Is he a manager of that team that beat Bayern Munich last week?
Hoffenheim, no.
No.
Oh, okay.
He is a German, and he currently is the manager of Benfica.
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that guy. He's good. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's good.
Look, that was the 5:30 game. Now we go to today's games. Philip, look, let's start with Anfield. Palace won, Liverpool 0. Did that result come into your head at any? If you were to write that score out 20 times, would you write down that result at any shapes or any in your top 10? No.
No, I mean, I said the other night, prediction time, that Liverpool would absolutely crucify Palace today as a result of what happened to them on Thursday. And if they're taking their chances, they probably would. But there seems to be a complete lack of confidence in the team. Like Alisson was back, Edison, what do you call him? I mixed them two up. Keelan Keller was dropped to the bench today. Salah was back, missed chances galore. I believe Palace really played well. I was listening to bits of it on the radio when I was travelling earlier, and the commentator kept saying how well Palace were playing and could have been further ahead. And it was only in the second half when Klopp made a few tactical changes that Liverpool started to come back into it. But it's a big shock. I mean, it's an earthquake for Liverpool, that game. Yeah. That really is seismic. And I think that will affect their confidence going forward, because they know now once City have got ahead of them. Like if they'd have won today, they were still ahead of City. But now the City have got the initiative, I can see. And what I want us to do now in 2 weeks' time, or whenever it is, 3 weeks' time, is to go up there and add to their misery and really put them out of the title.
Yeah. Very quickly, Paul Pablo says, did Bournemouth beat United at home at Old Trafford 3-2?
Yep. They've done a double over us this season.
And he also says United have one player that for me is a top player, and that's Bruno Fernandes. Levy was in got him, but instead bought Genders Fernandes on a free.
I think he bought the wrong Fernandes.
Bruno Fernandes is a top player. I'll agree with that when he actually starts performing. He's a penalty merchant that does nothing but moans and cries and does this all the time.
Yeah, he's a moaner. Although, no fairness, he does have the odd good moment. You know,
he does, but he's not captain material, and he doesn't actually. No. If it's a hard game, he doesn't really do anything. He just runs about. You know.
What's he do again, Colin? What's he do again? Sounds like an Italian chef. Sounds like
I think he is Italian. I swear down, Bruno Fernandes is Italian. He does this every time.
Yeah, it sounds like the mad Swedish chef at the Muppets. That's Bruno Fernandes. Anyway, Colin, Liverpool Palace, shocked by the result?
I am shocked, but I'm happy.
Yeah.
This is me. This is my Man United cap on here. Very happy they've got beat. I don't want to see Liverpool get anywhere near another Premier League title. But you know what? I saw this coming. At work, I speak to people at work who are also football fans. And before they got battered midweek, where it 3-0 they got beat in the Europa League. Mm-hmm. I was saying Liverpool's season is going to start unraveling now because the rotation isn't there. It's the constant same players pretty much all the time. and they're starting to get tired. And I think that's what's done it again today. You know, tired, fatigue, equals poor performances, and that's what happens.
You've got Fulham beating West Ham today, guys, 2-0, and of course Villa beating Arsenal 2-0. Philip, look, two big results for West Ham. Wrong results for West Ham and Arsenal. Great results for Fulham and Villa. Are you surprised by those results? Because really,
West Ham won not particularly. Not West Ham won not particularly, because I mean they got a roasting from Leverkusen during the week, and they had to put so much into that game to stay in it. I'm not surprised that they were exhausted today, I would say. So, and Fulham are a tricky team to play. You know, okay, they'll go to Luton and get beat, but they'll come to West Ham and Spurs and beat us. You know, so they'll beat us at their own place. So no, I'm not really surprised by that. The Villa, I'm surprised by Villa. I really thought Arsenal would win today. You know, I did think so. That when they saw City winning yesterday, they knew they had to match it, and they didn't. And they pounded Villa in the first half, apparently. But in the second half, Villa was a better team and totally deserved to win in the end.
Villa nearly took the lead in the first time. Ollie Watkins hit the post.
Yeah, I only saw the. I was watching Leverkusen in the first half, so it's over half.
For me, Arsenal played very badly. Just a quick question here from Paul Pablo asking you, Colin. Can I ask the Man United pundit, was Mourinho your most successful manager in recent times?
I mean, if you're going by statistics and trophies won, then no, not really. You know, Erik ten Hag has the highest win ratio currently in Manchester United history. Don't ask me how, but he does. You know, he's won 2 trophies in his first season. A trophy in his first season, got to a final, 2 finals in his first season, and possibly getting us to another final. You know, and he massively overachieved last season. I mean, but if you're looking at it, I kind of side with Mourinho, because he took whatever that state was of Manchester United then to finish second, and even he's turned around and said, you know, that's the biggest achievement he's ever done in football. So.
Tomorrow, guys, it is Chelsea Everton. Very quickly, Philip, we did talk about this in our video on Saturday, but it is 35 years since Hillsborough. Let us not forget the 96 who perished that day. We should never forget
97, actually. We're up to 97. So
97. We should never forget who perished that day.
No.
I know we talked about a lot of it, Philip, but I just want to ask a question to Colin. Colin, look, do you feel? I mean, me and Philip talked about. We talked a bit about the Bradford fire, Heysel, and then Hillsborough. Do you feel if they had taken heed about states of stadiums after Heysel or even after Bradford, there is a chance that Hillsborough would not have happened? And before you answer that, can I quickly say I do fully blame the police for that day, for their actions and their incompetence of causing that. But do you know what I mean? If football had learnt its lessons earlier, could we have prevented that?
I mean, everything is preventable. You know, like my background, you know, for quite a number of years, I have worked in the security industry. You know, we learn about these things when you're doing your security license, everything. You know, we've learned about Hillsborough, we learned about Bradford, and obviously the measures that you take to prevent all these stuff happening. Yes, if people had heeded warning and learned from the previous lessons, then Hillsborough may never have happened. But on the same oak as that, you can't say it would never have happened anyway, because you just don't know at that point in time. You know, I'm not saying, you know, what they've done is right, because it's not. You know, they are 100% at fault for allowing it to happen. They should have known the capacity and everything else of that stadium. And they've allowed more than what is allocated and safe to be in there. So it is all on them. And oh yeah, rest in peace, everybody that did unfortunately lose their lives then.
But you know something about that? there's something about them. You can't. It's very hard to compare Heysel and Bradford City or Bradford Park Avenue, whatever it was, with Hillsborough, because Hillsborough was a ground in good condition, right? It was nothing to do with the state of the ground that the 97 were killed. It was the police letting people in and overcrowded and not opening gates. You know, so the fact that the stadium burnt down had nothing to do with crowd control. You know what I mean? And
but the point I'm making
was not fit for purpose, so it shouldn't have been used as a stadium.
Yeah. So the point I'm making, Philip, look, if the cages weren't there, the fans could have got onto the pitch. So
the cages were there because of the hooliganism in earlier years.
Yeah. So do you blame the football association? Do you blame the football authorities for not trying to make stadiums back in the day, Philip, you know as well as I do, and Colin probably, well, you and me more than Colin, some of them were a shithole, Philip. You wouldn't bring a dog to it. Some of the stadiums back in the day were woeful. There was no catering for safety or anything. Do you know what I mean? There was crumbling stands and.
Yeah, but I mean, if there'd been a normal crowd had been allowed, if whatever the capacity of Hillsborough was that day, right? If it had been adhered to, there would not have been a problem. The cages were there. Maybe there should have been gates opening quicker than they were let open, what have you. But excuse me, the cages were there to cater for the football hooliganism that went on in the 70s and 80s, and thankfully, they're now all gone. At that time, they were current. They were there. There was no reason to remove them. And it's only as a result of Hillsborough and things like that they actually were removed. So, you know, it took Hillsborough basically to get our stadiums back into more safe zones that you can bring your families to matches. Up to that, as you rightly say, they were not fit for purpose, a lot of them.
I mean, look, we should never forget the 97. I didn't realise it was 97. I
was always 97.
Yeah. You know, you look at Heysel, you look at Hillsborough, you look at Bradford. I know 3 separate different football tragedies, 3 different ways of why it happened. But surely the football authorities at the time should take responsibility for their inaccuracies of...
No, I don't agree, Dermot. I don't agree. The overcrowding was the problem at Hillsborough. Nothing to do with the stadium, the way the stadium was built.
Philip, football stadiums back then weren't fit for purpose.
Yeah, but hang on. But Dermot, Hillsborough was. It was one of the top stadiums in the country. It still is. So it was chosen for a semi-final because of its capacity, its good condition, its location, its everything. It was a good ground, and there was no reason why anything should have happened there. It did happen, and that's the complete tragedy. But you can't blame the Football Association for the overcrowding that happened.
I can blame them for the cover-up afterwards, Philip. I can blame them for that.
But the police did the cover-up. Up.
Everyone was incomparable for the cover-up afterwards. You know that as well as I do.
Yeah, but I'm just saying, nobody's got a crystal ball that can say, "Oh, hang on, there's going to be a big tragedy to Hillsborough tomorrow. We're going to move the game somewhere else."
No, that's not the point I'm making. The point I'm making that they could have been this. I feel cages up when I was young was wrong, and I've always felt that, and I'll stand by that to the day I go. That caging fans in was the wrong thing to do.
Maybe it was, but it happened. It was regarded as a safe thing to do at the time.
It wasn't. It was an easy option for the football authorities, or that would stop it. We'll cage anyone in like animals. It nearly happened in '81, Philip, when we went to Hillsborough and our own FA Cup semi-final against Wolves.
Again, overcrowding is the problem.
But again, Philip, it was overcrowding. Again, it was bad policing. Again, but the cages didn't work. I always take you on this, Philip, because you know a lot more football than I do. But Colin, where do you stand on this? Do you see where Philip's point is? That it was just one of those things that happened? Or do you think cages were wrong thing to deal with the hooliganism? They could have put a steel fence in between separate fans to stop them getting at each other. Or gone to all seaters quicker.
They could have done these things, but at the time, hooliganism was strife. It was happening everywhere. You got to think, what's the quickest option? Let's put a cage in there. That will stop them from doing what they're doing. Yes, it might have been the easiest option, but it was also the most effective option in their eyes. So you can't really blame them for putting cages in, because You know, at the time they needed to do something, and that was it. The whole fault is the overcrowding issue. You know, stadiums and venues and everything like that have capacity for a reason. And it is for the safety of everybody that's in there, working there, or performing there. That is what a capacity is there for. You should not be overcrowding anything, because things like Hillsborough happen. It's completely out of our control. You know, we don't think having an extra 2 or 3 bodies in there would make much of a difference, but it does. And this is why we have to be so careful with capacities. Even if it's a nice stadium that's got nothing wrong with it, if your capacity is 38,521 and you cram in 42,500 or something, the stadium or whatever structure you're on is not going to be able to hold that, because it's not built for that.
Yeah, I mean, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Don't get me wrong. I don't disagree with anything you say, Philip, or what you say, Colin. I'm just looking at it from a different angle. I'm just looking at it from another point of view, where it shouldn't have happened. What happened should never have happened. We can all agree on that. Hillsborough or Highsalt should never have happened. Full stop.
What the good that came out of that was now the all-seater stadiums were introduced as a result.
Yeah, exactly. But it should never have happened in the first place. You should not go to a football match and lose your life at a football game.
No, but it shouldn't. Of course it shouldn't. But you don't go to a game expecting to be crushed to death.
No.
And
for me, yeah.
And it's the tragedy. It had to happen to bring things back to where they are today.
Yeah. Do you feel the policing is better now, Philip? Do you feel? You remember going to Wool or Birmingham with your dad back in the 60s. Do you feel policing has improved? Do you feel facilities has improved? Do you feel there's more to be done for fan safety, or do you think they've gone as far as they can go with it?
Facilities are massively improved. They are, in most grounds, not every ground, most grounds.
Yeah.
Policing, I think it's Colin can correct me on this, but I think the club have to pay for the policing, don't they, at their grounds?
Yeah.
So you're going to find that most clubs that maybe around that flush with cash are going to keep the policing to the bare minimum that's legally allowed. Whereas anytime I go to Tottenham, I see police everywhere. There seems to be no shortage of police at a Tottenham match, So I suppose the policing is more aware these days because they don't want another Hillsborough happening on their patch.
And CCTV as well, Philip.
Of course. There's an awful lot more remedies now, things that can help the police out. I mean, they're watching everything from the control rooms and can point officers to wherever there's a flash point and have them dealt with in a couple of minutes. Whereas before, that wasn't the case. Things just built up and the fights kept going.
Yeah. But look, I thought some prayers go to everyone on Monday, tomorrow, for anyone that is connected with Hillsborough, and I thought some prayers of it. I watched the program once on it, Philip, and I was no more than 14 or 15 at the time. Now, and they played a song at the end, and I'm a big Elton John fan, and I love the Yellow Brick Road. Always have loved that song. It's always been my favourite Elton John songs. Where Mrs. Tron's favourite song is Tiny Dancer, but mine's always been the Yellow Brick Road. And they played that at the end of that with actual footage of Hillsborough that day. And my heart broke. And I cannot still to this day listen to that song without thinking of Hillsborough.
Right.
And it's shocking. And it's also my adopted mother's birthday as well. So, yeah, it falls on. But look, our respects and our thoughts go to the 97 families that lost loved ones. And look, it should never have happened, and the people that made it happen, I hope they are caught, and I hope they are prosecuted to the full extent of the law. For the game, guys, what are you going for Chelsea Everton? Just quickly, we'll move on from this because
Everton need a win. Everton need a win tomorrow. Yeah. Put a bit of daylight between them and the bottom 4 and 3.
I'm going for an Everton win.
Yeah. What scoreline are you going for, Philip?
2-1 Everton.
Yeah,
I think they need it more. They need it more than Chelsea do. And Chelsea are blowing hot and cold, and I don't think they like playing a team in the relegation zone.
Is it a watch along with you tomorrow night, Philip? Do you think?
No, I can't do it tomorrow night.
All right. Well, I might do the watch along. Actually, I may do it. Actually, I may do a watch along for that. Colin, what's your scoreline?
I'm going to go 1-0. It's going to be a cagey 1-0 to Everton.
I'm going for a 0-0. I'm being safe. I'm going for 0-0.
Don't be that guy.
Just go through these very comments quick, guys. Paul Pablo, rest in peace, Hillsborough 96. We've got Chris, start the season. Liverpool weren't expected to be in it. Arsenal were expected to be challenging. Just my opinion. Arsenal should get more criticism. I still criticise us regardless. Peter Rem says the 97th victim, which I never knew, died in 2021 of his injuries. I didn't know that. Peter, I'm sorry for that for 97. The main cause of disaster was the police allowing in too many people into Leopard. Yeah, and look, it was shocking. And did anyone get done for that, Philip, in the end?
Yeah, the police commander was found guilty there last year, as far as I know.
Of
I don't know what he got
sentenced.
He was found guilty of negligence or professional misconduct or something like that, you know.
No. And Chelsea home win. Guys, this is the Premier League title, the Premier League table as it stands. This is the very latest, updated today with all the results. Philip, you must be. I look. We know we're in fifth and we're Tottenham, and we're sad and angry about that. But you must be sitting there pretty smug, thinking, "I'm waiting to say I told you so." As the Man City team.
That's only a prediction that is totally. It's a prediction for whoever's going to win the league. My real worry is who's going to come fourth or fifth.
Yeah,
you know, I think I don't give a shit about who. I mean, if Arsenal won the league and Spurs get fourth, that's okay with me. I know it sounds like heresy, but as long as we get fourth, I don't really care what happens above us. You know, at this stage. I think Man City will still win it.
Yeah, if you're looking at the top three, Philip, is there any more twists and turns? Do you think in the title race? Do you think it's more or less done as it's done?
We could actually create havoc with Arsenal and Liverpool.
Yeah,
we beat Arsenal and Liverpool, right? I mean, they'll be fighting it out for second place. City will be streaking ahead at that stage, you know.
Yeah. Colin, what top five? Do you know? Are you happy with what you're seeing? Do you know title race? Any more twists and turns?
No, I'm not happy with what I'm seeing.
How can you be happy?
I just thought I'll put it in there. I thought you might be happy.
Yeah. I'm ecstatic. I'm ecstatic with that. I think that top five is going to be the top five. I think everyone else is a bit too far off because Newcastle and United are 10 points behind. And there's other clubs as well.
It's a big ask.
It's a massive ask when considering a few of them are playing some of those people in the top as well.
Yeah.
I think the battle for fourth is obviously between you and Villa. I do think Spurs will nick it. Just don't know why. I've just got a feeling that Spurs will nick fourth, and I pray and pray. If there is a football god, at least give me something and make sure City or Liverpool don't win this bloody league. Because I don't want to be listening to Noise and Neighbours and the bin dippers go on about another trophy.
Yeah. I don't think that's City. I think City will probably win it, but we don't want Arsenal to win it. Really.
Do you know what? I'm still sticking by Liverpool to win it. I just don't know. Something tells me Liverpool might do it.
Well, Dermot, if Liverpool are to win it, they're going to have to beat us, and I don't want that to happen either.
No, I don't want that to happen. But when have we ever won at Anfield, Philip? When was the last time we won at Anfield?
We've I'll tell you one thing, we've come bloody close. Look at last season. 3-0 down, got it back to 3-3. Yeah. And Lucas Moura fucked up in the last minute, we would have got a point out of that.
I know.
I tell you, Liverpool won't enjoy playing us this season.
No. The bottom five there, Philip. Everton 27, Forest 26, Luton 25, Burnley and Sheffield United are more than effectively down now. So it's between Luton, Forest, and Everton. Where is your football antenna pointing you?
The Brentford win yesterday. Brentford were in there up to yesterday, but they've gone 5 points ahead of Everton now, so they're pretty safe. So it's only 3 from those 5, really. Well, it's actually only 2 from Luton, only 1 from Luton, Forest, or Everton, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, that's probably the way.
So who do you think will go down? Who's your
I said Forest, so I'll stick with Forest.
See, Everton have got 2 games in hand as well.
Yeah.
Colin, where are you going for that?
God, that's a good question. I think Luton will be safe. It's either Forest or Everton, and without actually looking at.
Everton's goal difference is good though. That's going to help them.
Yeah, it is.
It is. Sorry, I'm just quickly looking at Forest's and Everton's fixtures because then I'll be able to actually give you a justified answer. Everton have got Arsenal, Luton, Liverpool, Forest, Chelsea.
They're playing the 2 teams around them.
Yes, and Forest. Let's have a quick look. Forest have got City, Sheffield, Chelsea, and Burnley.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to say Everton goes down just because they've got the harder fixtures.
Yeah. Well, there's some real 6-pointers there, aren't there? Everton versus Forest, Everton versus Luton.
Yep.
And vice versa, obviously.
Now, is there more points to come off for Everton, is there? Is there another one coming down the track?
They couldn't do it again, could they?
Not this season, no. No, not this season.
So who's your bottom one? Who's your one to go down then?
Everton.
Everton. I'm going for Everton as well. I think Luton and Forest will stay safe. And you going for Philip?
I'm going for Forest.
I tell you one thing, the last game of the season is going to be fantastic.
Yeah.
I think we might have to do an around the grounds that day, Philip, and just we might not, because there'll be too much going on with Champions League and the Championship and the who's going down. And
the Championship is finished. The Championship is finished at that stage.
No,
it finishes the week before, doesn't it?
No, I meant the Premier League. Who's going to win the Premier League?
Yeah, true.
Have you seen the Championship? How tight that is at the bottom.
It's after you at the minute. They all keep dropping points.
I mean, we will do an around the grounds. It's 12:30 on the last game of the season. That day's going to be mental.
What date's that on?
I think it's at the end of April. Either that or the 4th of May's in my head for the last day of the Championship.
Sunday the 19th of May, and it's 4:00 kickoffs.
No, for the Championship.
Oh, hang on. That's the day after the Premiership finishes then.
Oh, you're about for the Championship?
Yeah. The 4th of May's in my head. Because
the Premiership's on the Sunday, all right, yeah.
Yeah. The playoff finals is on the bank holiday Monday, isn't it? And that is the 26th, I think, if I'm right. So I think it's the 4th of May.
4th of May, 12:30 kickoffs.
All on Saturdays. So it might be worth doing around the grounds for that, Philip, of Tottenham not playing that day.
That's not the week I'm in London. No, I'm at Spurs the following week. Yeah, that's fine. Yeah.
Also, I'm big up to Wrexham, who got promoted from League 2 to League 1 as well.
Amazing what money can do.
Yeah,
and that's a big shout out for Ross County today.
Yeah, I forgot about that. View on Spurs. I love this. I should have started with this. I really should have started with it. All right, here we go. You ready? I'm going to do it. All right, here we go. Has anyone seen Arsenal? Has anyone seen Marco Arteta? Has anyone seen Kai Havertz? Your boys took one hell of a beating. I love that. I should have started with that. I really should have started with that. Big up viewer on Spurs. I love it.
I'd say Arsenal Fan TV would be good crack tonight now somehow.
Yeah. I say Robbie and Lee Gunner would be hiding somewhere. I'm talking shy. Anyway, Philip, the running. These fixtures. I don't know why I did the talking points because I've absolutely ignored completely what I was going to talk about. So I might as well take them off. The running.
Keep that for later on. We've no game for 2 weeks.
Yeah, keep that for this week's shows. Right. Arsenal home, Burnley home, Man City home, Chelsea away, Liverpool away, Sheffield United away. I don't want to go each game, Philip. I'm going to say each game for you and Colin, and I just want to win, lose, or draw. Views, Philip, Arsenal at home.
I think we should leave the answers to that till actually just before the Arsenal game. Because
Okay.
there could be a lot of things changing between then and then, you know.
With that running, Philip, how many points are you thinking? That if I'm asking you how many points you think we can pick up?
I'd say between 9 and 11 points.
Right. So where are you dropping your point then?
Well, I mean, we're going to beat Burnley. We're going to beat Sheffield United, right?
That's 6 points.
I hope we beat Chelsea, and that's the 9. It's the other 3 that worry me: the Arsenal, Liverpool, and City games. You know, if we can get something out of that, we might get 12 points. And we're not going to win them all. We're definitely going to lose a couple of them. So I'll go 12 points out of that. It should be enough to 72 points. That should be well enough to get us.
So you're going for a full 3, 6, 9, 10. 3, 6, 9.
No, 4 wins and 2 draws.
Okay, fine. Okay.
2 losses, 2 losses. Sorry.
2 losses. Sorry. Colin, where are you going?
13 points.
Ooh. Go on. Talk us through your 13 points.
You're going to beat Burnley.
Yeah, that's a given.
You're going to beat City because I need you to. You're going to beat Chelsea. You're going to draw with Liverpool. You're going to beat Sheffield. And I think, unfortunately, you're going to lose against Arsenal.
No, we can't lose against Arsenal. I'm sorry.
You have to lose against Arsenal because they need to go back at the top of the table. So Man City don't bloody win another trophy.
I'd rather lose against Sheffield United than lose to Arsenal.
You know what could happen? You see the way that I was hoping I was getting over for the last game of the season when the team would be going around the pitch and everything, but that's not happening now. They're taking that away from me.
Do you want to have your rant about that, by the way?
No, but I'm just saying, say Manchester City have already won the league from the time they play us, right? Then the pressure's off them. You know, so we might do a job on them. But
that's the point. Philip is not happy about it being not the last game of the season.
No, because we like to see the players walking around the pitch and all this with the families and everything. You know, it's not going to happen then.
I look at the exchange for that game, Philip. €92 for a ticket for that game.
That's not bad. That's what I paid. Well, no, I didn't.
I paid €50 for my ticket for Brighton.
Yeah, but they're all different. They're all different prices for different parts of the ground. You know.
Yeah, why I sat was brilliant, by the way. So I'm going for 3, 6, 9, 10. I'm going for 11 points.
Mm-hmm.
I think we'll lose either at Chelsea or Liverpool. We cannot lose against Arsenal. Please, no. Well, listen, guys, that was the Premier League sort of roundup and the Tottenham Hotspur Newcastle roundup. Just two quick topics I want to go over and then we will finish. Philip, congratulations to the girls today, reaching the first ever FA Cup final in their history. Look, I want to give a big shout out to Ellie. Ellie was at the start of that, how the ladies started, and Ellie was a founding member of the ladies' game for Tottenham.
Yeah, that's right. No,
how do you think she'd be feeling tonight?
She should be very, very proud. Very proud. You know, that game that was played at the Tottenham Stadium, wasn't it? That match.
It was, yeah.
Yeah, because on Flash Score they haven't been played at Brisbane Road. No, that's not Brisbane Road. That's Spurs, you know.
Yeah. How happy are you? Are you excited?
Oh, delighted! Yeah, it's great. It's great. I mean, you know, it's great that the women's team made such strides over the last couple of seasons. Yeah. And to get to an FA Cup final is a huge, huge achievement. And well done, lads or ladies, whatever. Yeah.
We will be doing the watch along for that. Me and Philip. Yeah. We will be. I can now get out my Chaz and Dave LP now. Spurs are on the way to Wembley. You know, we can get the blue and white decking out, Philip. We're at a cup final. Tottenham are in the cup final. Let's get excited.
They are.
You know, and we're playing someone from Manchester. I don't know who they are.
They're a team that beat Chelsea 2-1 today. Yeah, that Chelsea team that's very dominant in the WSL.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Colin, how happy are you to be in the cup final? You could be in two. Your men and women could do the double.
Yeah, we could. No, I'm massive congratulations to obviously the women's team. Massive congratulations. They deserved it. To get to the final by, like I say, beating Chelsea, who've been a bit of a dominant force in WSL. Massive congratulations to them. And, you know, I hope they go on and lift that trophy at the end of it.
Well, look, as I said earlier, I think the whole club of Tottenham should be behind the girls now. Everyone. We need to get behind, and we need to take the biggest ever attendance. We need to fill Ireland or Wembley and make it, and really do. And I'm sure Manchester United will bring a big following down from Manchester for that. We don't feel it. The fans need to get on board with the girls at Wembley for that cup final, don't we? We need to make it like it's Tottenham's day, isn't it? As a club as a whole.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much for joining me, you two. It's always a pleasure, Colin, you coming on. Philip, thank you. I know you've been busy today, and thank you so much. Just one thing before we go, Philip. What do you say to the fans that want Ange out? Because we never did get to talk about that.
Can I say this politely or not politely?
Yeah. You're the Godfather. Remember who you are. You are the Godfather. So what you say rules.
Just think where we were this time last season, right? Under Conte. Out of Europe, dropping down the league like a stone. Players completely pissed off what was going on at the club.
Yeah.
Fast forward 12 months, we're fifth in the league, chances of getting Champions League football. There's been a few bumps in the road, fair enough. But to say Ange out is, sorry, it's just, frankly, it's the most ridiculous thing I've heard for a long, long time.
Yeah. And Philip, I know you need to go. So listen, I'll see you Wednesday. So you're not around tomorrow, are you?
I'm around tomorrow, but not in the evening time. But I'll talk to you tomorrow. I'll give you a ring in the morning, okay?
Yeah, okay, fine. All right, okay. Philip, I'll speak to you.
Colin, I have to go. I'll see you soon, Colin. All the best.
See you later, buddy. All the best, mate.
Bye now. Okay. And Colin, do you want to let me take Philip out there. Let me put you on the big screen here now, not me.
That's you.
How do I change?
I've changed.
Hang on. Let me do hang on. But just do it that way. Hang on, we'll do it this way. There we go. Where can people find you, sir? Because we do have a gaming channel as well. So do you want to tell people about that and also about your own YouTube channel you've started up as well?
Yeah, so you can find me sometimes here. You can find me mainly at this channel at the moment, Full Time Sports Network. You can find me over on my new channel, Spotlight MUFC, which is all Manchester United news. I know you guys won't be interested. It's fine. But come along and subscribe. Subscribe to me here as well. As you can see, I've got 825 subscribers. We're trying to hit to 1,000 as soon as we can, so that would be much appreciated. But mainly, go over and subscribe to our mine and Dermot's gaming channel, Double Dumb Gaming. Me playing FIFA. Yes, it's a fantastic name. Me playing FIFA went up on there earlier. I am doing a saving Manchester United career mode. There's a WWE thing going on there as well. I know Dermo's doing a Tottenham Hotspur career mode on EAFC. Go and watch, seriously, go back and watch me absolutely obliterate Manchester United squad. I held no prisoners. I'm not going to say who's gone and who stays. Go and watch it and make sure you hit the likes and the subscribes.
And then you went and bought 2 players from Tottenham, you git.
Yes. Well, in fact, I bought 1 player from Tottenham. I bought 1. Tottenham offered me the other 1.
Yeah, I only went away for 10, 15 minutes. You came back and you bought 2 Tottenham players. You did it while I wasn't there. Because full well I wouldn't have let you do it. I was
asking for suggestions and nobody answered, so I just took my own initiative.
Yeah, I did tell you, go and buy Kubu. He plays for a German side. That's where Kubu is, by the way.
Well, what I'm going to do next is I'm going to swap. I'm going to do a player swap. Onana for Vicario.
Piss off. Politely. If that was Ange, Andrew has said, piss off, mate. Right. Viewer on Spurs. Sorry. Sorry. Ange coughs. I've got to do the piss off, mate. Viewer on Spurs. Go through a few of these comments, column, and then we'll finish. If they play like today, we beat them. If they're the best, we struggle because of our defence at the moment. Big up to Viewer on Spurs. It says, we all sit here, mate. Here, ha, ha. Imagine they win it at our place. We can celebrate with them. Okay.
No.
Big up to Peter M. He says, big up to Spurs women. View on Spurs, he says, Naz was our best player. Yeah, she played brilliant today, I have to say. Buying lubricates and champions of Germany. fantastic. Luke, Inshaw, Bayern, not by. Yeah, I think we all knew what he meant. Yeah, sorry, that's all right, Christopher. Don't worry. Peter and Ange out fans. Look, we're past the deadline. Ange out fans, fuck off. See, I said it for you, Peter. Too soon to say that. At least a season, if not two more. Viewers on Spurs have said this is where we're going to disagree. I'm afraid, guys, he's not the right man for it. Well, that's your opinion, and we respect you for it. We respect you for it. You know, we'll take you around the back of the studios, and we'll give you a bit. Colin will give you a bit of a talking to, and we will make you an Angina before you know it. It's just my opinion. Well, we don't mind different opinions on this channel. You come back in, and you give your opinion, and we will give you ours, and we'll meet in the middle, and we'll have a drink and celebrate because Tottenham are brilliant. Cheers, Philip, says Peter M. Peter M says, thanks, Dermot, Colin, and Philip for another great show. Neil Shafton says, today was a good day. Yeah, it was a good day. The sun was out. The birds were singing. Spurs women got to an FA Cup final, and Arsenal lost at home to Aston Villa. You know, not a bad day. Colin, thank you very much. That's all we're going to do. We are back tomorrow, I think, at 7 for the Daily Hotspur News Show, our new time. As we've moved away from 4 o'clock, and we're now settling at 7 every evening for your latest Spurs news and views. Well, we might do a bit earlier because I don't know what time Dave's going on with his fan show, so it may be 5 or 6, but we'll let you know. But on that bombshell, thank you all for watching. Please get over to all the channels, like and subscribe. Please watch the video I put up there yesterday as well on the Newcastle performance and what you're doing. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy your Friday, Sunday evening. Come on, you Spurs. In Big Ange, we do trust. I forgot to do something very quickly. I do apologise. I'm getting very bad at this, but please, seriously, Mrs. Tron said I haven't been doing it, and I totally forgot to do it. So I need to work it out how to put it onto my background. But guys, do hit that QR code for 10% off. If for Wrath and Esports Energy, our official partner, please, for 10% off, use the code THFC TID, where you get everything from drinks to absolutely everything. It's the best gaming website in the world. So please use that. And for your 10% off, use the code there and use the code THFC TID. You've got one as well, Colin. Do you want to use one yourself? Or
yeah. If you want to get another 10% off, I don't know whether there's a stack, but they might do. So you might be able to get 20% off. Use code FTSN22.
And also, very quickly, this is the FAI committee looking for the new Ireland manager. So they're the ones that are going to appoint our new manager. On that bombshell, we really are leaving. Thank you all for watching. God bless. And we're back tomorrow with more weekly Spurs content. Come on, you Spurs.